Hello, Mamas!
Hi mga papaps, how are you?
Wow! Bago kang set up, ha? Quarantine ang dating.
Oo, matatagalan pa tayo ng ganito eh. So,
Yeah. So, this on this video, mga mamas and papas, we have a very nice topic for all of us, and that is about forgiveness. And on the forgiveness, we will provide five situations wherein we will be asking each other if in that situation we will be able to forgive someone. And mga mamaps and papaps, para kasali kayo sa video na to, please do comment below if on those situations you can also have the kindness to forgive that person. Ayan. O, di ba, Jack? Galing-galing.
sino mga hindi mo napapatawad sa buhay?
Okay. Ayan. Kasarili yan. So, don't go away. So, Jack! Oh,
Oo,
bagong-bago ang setup mo. Gamitin natin.
yes, natin.
Oh, nawala ka na. Okay. So, number one situation. Ayan. When your partner cheated on you or had another person, infidelity. Ayan. Ikaw muna, Jack. Will you be able to forgive your partner in that kind of situation?
In the totality of things, dapat oo, kaya mo dapat i-forgive.
Hindi yun
Siguro,
dapat. Ikaw, kaya mo ba?
Kaya ko kasi if I was younger, probably hindi. If I was younger, but in during these times na medyo may edad na tayo, I think mas broad na yung mind ko pagdating sa forgiveness.
So, okay lang sa'yo na alam mong your wife or your partner slept with another guy.
Siyempre hindi.
O nga,
Hindi.
pero yun yung mind na, di ba, ang forgiveness, di ba? So, yung forgiveness na pinag-uusapan natin is yung magkakabalikan kayo, Hindi yung forgiveness na maghihiwalay kayo tapos ifo-forgive mo. Or pareho. What are you talking
Pareho.
about the tendency of forgiveness? Forgiveness that you will still be together or forgiveness after you separated?
Pareho sa akin kasi mahirap kasi na alisin eh. So, tulad ng sinabi ko kanina or nag-uusap tayo bago tong ano na to.
Okay.
Forgiveness and forgetting are two different things. So, I can forgive, but I won't be able to forget.
Okay. But isn't that difficult if you don't forget, especially if you end up staying together?
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily mean na if you don't forget, you're gonna bring it up every time, every now and then, di ba? Nandun lang siya. Hindi mo naman talaga siya malilimutan. Personally. But try not to bring it up again and again and again. Kasi when you try to forgive, tulad ng sinabi mo kanina, dapat clean slate, di ba? Clean slate.
Kasi ako mga mamaps and papaps, I have the quality to forgive and forget. Pero when it comes to infidelity, I have three conditions na
Ano yung
unforgivable sa akin, which is if
Okay.
my partner, halimbawa, if you are in a marriage, kung binahay mo, inanakan mo, or nagdala ka ng sakit sa akin. So, these are the three things na unforgivable sa akin. So, yung unforgivable in terms of we will be together pa. I might be able to forgive him after we separate, pero it will be lalo na yung siguro talaga whether separate or together, unforgivable sa akin yung magdala ka ng sakit sa akin. Yun yung dun sa tatlo na choices ko, yung magkabahay kasi kung maghihiwalay naman kami, di who cares kung binahay niya. Hahabulin ko na lang yung bahay. May right naman ako doon. Yung anak, hindi na naman mababalik sa sinapupunan yun. So, pwede ko na mapatawad yon. Pero yung sakit, ibang level yon. So, pagka ganon, talagang unforgivable yon whether together or apart. Ika nga. O, yun. Second situation is
Okay.
betrayal. Betrayal not in terms of
An
cheating.
example.
Halimbawa, for example, somebody promised something to you. Ganon. Tapos, hindi niya ginawa. Halimbawa, yung promise na yun is very important to you. Ayun, bawa, nangutang sa'yo ng kalaki-laki. 'Di ba? Malaking amount.
Okay.
Ayan. Halimbawa, sabihin niya, mag-guarantor ka sa bahay ko. Maglo-loan ako, ikaw guarantor. Dahil kaibigan mo, pumayag ka, or kapatid mo, pumayag ka. And then, she or he or this person ended up not paying the loan, na ikaw ang magbabayad ngayon, na ikaw ang maiipit financially.
Oo.
Will you be able to
Unang-una.
forgive that person?
Unang-una, pagdating sa kautangan, for example, everybody must understand na pagdating sa utang, pag inutangan ka, mga siguro 80 to 90% hindi ka na mababayaran yan.
Correct. So, eto nga, halimbawa, nag-guarantor ka lang, tapos inipit
Kasi-
ka niya. So, will you be
Essentially,
able
you're
to...
talking about trust kasi. So, if you're talking about trust, kasi binitray yung trust mo. So, the fact na nag-guarantee ka is you trust this person na walang mangyayaring masama regarding that situation. Loan or nangutang, for example. O, patawad ko siya pag ginawa niya ng paraan na bayaran.
Hindi, paano nga kung hindi na?
Wala. So, that's forgone na. So,
Kaya nga, will you be able to forgive that person? Halimbawa,
Yes.
nalagay ka sa kumbaga, utang niya, now dahil ikaw na yung guarantor, yung property mong magbabayad ng utang niya. Will you be able to forgive that person? Yun nga yun,
Yes, I can
betrayal
forgive.
of trust.
I can forgive the person but I would not be able to forgive the act. So, hindi na siya makakautang at hindi na siya makakapag...
Hindi nga, pero ang pinag-uusapan nating forgiveness dito is forgiveness on the person, Yung, kumbaga, you will be able to retain a relationship.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to retain a relationship with that person. Kung kapatid mo man yun or kamag-anak mo, for example, or close friend. But, yeah, talking about forgiveness, kailangan mo pa rin mag-forgive. Ako personally.
Kaya mo mag-forgive ng ganon?
Oo, pero not necessarily mean na kailangan ko siyang kausapin.
Hindi forgiveness yun. Mama, binubola tayo ni Jack. Hindi yung forgiveness.
Yeah.
Ang forgiveness is being able to really not feel hatred or resentment on that person. So, it means,
Pwede yun. Pwede yun. Kasi tulad nga ng sinabi ko kanina, forgiveness is for yourself, not for anyone else. It's for your peace of mind, for your health also. Kasi pag lagi ka na sa stress doon, pera yan pakawala mo na, hindi na nabayaran, ikaw na gumastos. After nun, huwag mo na isipin. 'Di ba? Hindi naman siya makakaulit sa'yo I'm sure.
hindi, magkaiba yata yan, mga mamas and papas. I-define muna natin yung forgiveness. Kasi yung sa kanya, yung forgiveness, kasi sa akin, magkaiba yan Okay? Iba-iba yung forgiveness, di ba? May forgiveness to that person who hurt you. And then there is a forgiveness to yourself for being stupid. And then ang forgiveness is being able to retain a certain feeling or care for that person. Yun yung forgiveness. Kumbaga, sa akin that is the definition of forgiveness sa akin. Now, sa'yo, ano ba yung forgiveness sa'yo? Kasi ako, pag
Forgiveness
halimbawa sinabi ko, Jack, I will, halimbawa, sorry, nagmakaawa ka sa akin. Inuohan kita. Pag inuohan kita, ibig sabihin, yung relationship natin nandoon pa. Kung halimbawa, gusto kong mag-work halimbawa, magkaibigan tayo, we can still be friends if I forgive you. Now, kung halimbawa, ma-forgive ko naman yung act, na katulad ng sinasabi mo, ibig sabihin hindi na tayo friends, pero I don't hate you anymore. Parang ganon. I forgive you if I see you on the street, kahit wala na tayong relationship, we can renew or rebuild a certain relationship. Yan yung forgiveness. Yung sa'yo, ano ba yon? Kasi nako-confuse ako
Akin, it's the motive kasi sa akin
Okay.
So hindi ko yan yung person mismo. Kasi people act depending on the situation. So, lahat naman tayo nagkakamali, di ba? Wala namang perfecto sa atin. Kaya for me, you forgive, number one, based on sa act. Kaya mong patawarin yung act. Kasi yung person kasi can always make a mistake. Eh kung, yun nga, kung asawa mo yan or kapatid mo yan, hindi mo naman pwedeng i-excommunicate yung kapatid mo or hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na hindi na kita kikilalanin. Which a lot of people actually ginagawa yan, di ba? Simula ngayon, wala na akong kapatid. Or wala na akong magulang, wala na akong anak. But then again, hindi mo pwedeng takbuhan yung yung connection nyo eh.
Okay.
So for me, personally, I can forgive the act and the person eventually. But it doesn't necessarily mean na pwede niyang gawin ulit yun.
O sige, mga mamaps and papaps, pagka nag-comment kayo sa baba, sabihin nyo kung ang definition of forgiveness nyo yung akin o yung kay Jack. O third situation. Okay. Stealing. Ayan. Somebody stole something from you. Ayan. Can you forgive, Jack?
Yes, I can forgive.
Talaga?
Oo.
Ganun
ako kabait. Akala mo lang sa akin, mukha lang ako hindi mabait. Pero mabait ako.
Hindi, plastic ka. Aking mga mamas and papaps, if there is one act that is unforgivable to me, is stealing. Yan. Stealing talaga.
Kahit sa yung
kahit ano yan. Kahit na sino ka, wag mo ako nanakawan. Kahit piso yan. Ganon. Totoo. Any form of stealing sa akin. Basta yun
ako
yun.
ninakaw sa'yo, 50 centimos lang. So, pwede pa.
Kumbaga, basta, ang sabi ko nga, mapapatawad ko, ibig sabihin mapapatawad ko, I can still retain a certain friendship or relationship with that person. Pero, pagdating sa stealing, tapos agad yun. Kaya kong ma-forgive in terms yung feelings ko na hatred sa'yo o galit sa'yo. Pero I will never forgive the person. Yun lang yung mga conditions ko na talagang pagdating doon, tapos yun. Kahit ano yung ninakaw mo. Kasi sa akin, 50 centavo yan, 50 million yan, nakaw yun. Ayun.
Okay.
Ikaw?
I respect your opinion.
Ayun. So, doon lang ako medyo matigas pagdating dyan. Yan. Ikaw, kaya?
Kaya ko eh. Kaya ko talaga eh.
Okay.
I mean, kasi, mamaya, isa-summarize natin. Actually, sa tingin ko, lahat na magiging question mo sa akin, kaya ko eh.
Sige, mga mamas and papas, tingnan natin pagka may nangyari, tapos bubukingin ko si Jack, ipapalabas ko ulit itong video na to and remind him of forgiveness. And, yon. And by the way, mga mamaps and papaps, dun sa may video din kami na one thing na is lying. Ayan. And there are 10 things men often lie about, and you can watch that video, mga mamas and papas. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, and then of course hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, so you will be able we will be able to inform you if we already uploaded the video. Ayan, Jack. Yun.
Ano bang example, Ben? Or situation?
Na, yun nga, 4 is lying. Yan.
Lying.
Halimbawa, lying not the ordinary lie, but lying in a sense na, for example, your friend knows your wife is cheating on you. Tapos, hindi niya sinabi sa'yo. Or when you ask your friend, or for example, your brother na ganon, tapos dininay niya. Tapos nakahuli ka. Tapos alam mo na alam niya, pero hindi niya sinabi sa'yo. So, that kind of lie. Yan. Hindi yung ordinary lie na, kumain ka na ba? Sabi mo, hindi. Pero kumain ka na pala. Parang ganon. Ayan.
Ikaw. Mauna ka.
Ako, kaya ko. Sabi ko nga sa'yo, lang ako, stealing lang talaga sa akin. Yun. At saka yung pag-cheat na may 3 condition. Sa lie, I can. Depende kasi, diyan papasok yung intention of the lie. Ikaw?
Sa akin din. Kaya ko rin magpatawad sa taong yun.
O, sabagay, kasi kaya mo nga magpatawad ng cheating. Kaya mo nga magpatawad ng cheating eh. Lying pa. Oh, yan. Oh.
Kasi nga, ito ka. Tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, kung siguro tatanungin mo ako when I was in my early 20s or probably in my 30s, early 30s, probably kasi yung emosyon mo di ba? Masyado kang eager to prove yourself, 'di ba? Yung pride mo nandoon, para kang naloko, 'di ba? But then again, when you look at the bigger picture, 'di ba? It's actually a very spiritual thing when you try to forgive. Diba? Babalik
Okay.
na naman ako doon sa sa point ko na you do it for yourself. You don't do it for anybody else.
Okay.
Diba? Sino ba mas stress, diba?
Correct. O, yun. Panlima is physical injury. Ayan. So, ikaw, Jack, halimbawa, let's say, physical injury in a sense na nagkasuntukan kayo due to an argument and then na-disfigure ka or
Pag babae,
nagkaroon ka
okay
ng...
lang.
Hindi nga.
Pero pag lalaki,
Oh.
kailangan makaganti ako. Pag nakaganti ako, makakapatawad na ako.
Okay.
Ah.
Ako, sa physical injury, depende sa level of physical injury. Kasi kung temporary lang yung injury, then siguro pwede mong mapatawad. Pero kung halimbawa, yung injury niya resulted na nagkaroon ka ng disfigurement or psychological trauma, like for example, rape or sexual harassment. Medyo yung level na yan, di ko alam kung I'll be able to forgive the person. Or halimbawa, because of injury, sinaksak ka and totally na-disfigure ka, hindi ka na makalakad or yan. Kaya mong mapatawad yon, Jack?
Kasi there's supposed to be some sort of justice pagdating sa ganyan. I think like with everything na pinag-usapan natin kanina, na iba't ibang klase ng injury or betrayal or kasalanan sa'yo, before you forgive, I think yun nga, dapat mayroong some sort of justice.
Hindi.
Regarding
It
that.
does not mean naman na you forgive, there's no consequence. Kasi normally naman kasi, when a person commits something against you, and then they ask forgiveness, natural they have to take responsibility of their own action. Kasi how can you forgive a person if the person is not even asking for forgiveness? Di ba? Hindi ba? Oh, yon. So, yan, mga mamas and papas, yung 5. And then, we will give you certain tips on how to forgive. Sa akin kasi, in order to forgive, as I mentioned, is there has to be a level of remorse from the person. It means that the person is asking for forgiveness. Okay? Kasi sometimes kasi yung ibang tao, they already committed something against you and yet they are too proud or they cannot even comprehend what they did. So, ang magiging level of forgiveness ko based on the forgiveness definition na binigay ko kanina is that I will forgive myself but not the person. Kasi if the person is not asking forgiveness from me, how can I forgive the person? But I will forgive myself for being stupid. Ayan. Yan yun. Oh. So, yan yung tip ko when it comes to forgiveness. Ikaw?
Ako naman, tulad na sinabi ko kanina, forgiveness is mainly for yourself. For me, personal opinion ko yun. Forgiveness is you're doing yourself a big, paano ba sasabihin yun? A big break?
Favor sa sarili mo.
A big favor. Ginagawa mo ng favor yung sarili mo. For anything else, kailangan mapatawad mo nga. Tama yung sinabi mo, mapatawad mo yung sarili mo.
Correct.
Before mo mapatawad yung ibang tao. May mga tao na they don't ask for forgiveness and they don't even feel remorse for what they did. So, hindi mo na ba pwedeng patawarin yung taong yon? So, dadalhin mo rin ba yon? So, for me, I think you should be able to forgive just because you want to do it for yourself. Number two, forgiveness kasi is healing. Diba? Maraming sakit na nakukuha because of the stress na you can get out of anything. Especially, one of the most stressful things sa buhay ng tao is keeping a grudge with another person. So, you can heal yourself by forgiving, right? And
Yeah.
then probably try to write a letter, for example. Siguro, for example, if I need to have myself be forgiven for something that I've done, write a letter kung hindi mo kayang sabihin sa kanya or ask for forgiveness. Or just the same, to that person na hindi mo kayang i-forgive, try to write him a letter.
Okay, so, ayan mga mamaps and papaps on the 5 situation, will you be able, if you are in those situation, will you be able to forgive that person who did that to you? And please do comment below. And Jack and I would really like to hear what other topics you would like us to discuss, especially when it comes to relationships. Ayan. So, mga mamas and papas, as an end note, forgiveness is actually releasing yourself from hatred. Ayan, the feeling of hate. Kasi nga, I think yan yung common kami ni Jack, so that you will be able to have a better life. Di ba sabi nga nila, the best revenge is living your life to the fullest. O, di ba? O, yun. O, sige, mga mamas and papa, that's it. Thank you so much for staying. God bless. Bye-bye.